from the following.
New Health. If you want to do more than just aim for new resolutions, New Health can help be the catalyst for a sustained, healthier lifestyle for 2024. Whether it's addressing medical concerns, dental well-being, managing pharmaceutical needs, or supporting your behavioral health, New Health has you covered. Your well-being is their priority, and together New Health will strive to make 2024 your healthiest year yet. To make an appointment, you can call 509-935-6004. New Health, bringing healthcare into communities and communities into healthcare since 1978.
KCHW thanks New Health for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Fired Up Pizza. Fired Up Pizza, located at 206 East Main Avenue in downtown Chewelah, offers craft beverages and brick oven fired pizza, including a variety of sandwiches, salads, pasta, and homemade soups. Featuring weekly events such as bingo, karaoke, and live music. Fired Up Pizza also has space for your private event and offers both in-house and off-site catering services. Open daily at 11:30 a.m. for lunch and dinner. For more information, visit their Facebook page or contact Fired Up Pizza at 509-936-9121. Fired Up Pizza is a proud supporter of public radio in Stevens County.
Your KCHW morning show made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Chewelah Flooring.
Chewelah Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products, including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chewelah Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Del Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at ChewelahFlooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at ChewelahFlooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
KCHW headlines. I'm Levon Ellis. 6 months after the Oregon Road and Gray fires, President Biden has signed a disaster declaration, freeing up likely millions in federal funds. Governor Inslee calls the fires some of the most destructive in state history. Hundreds of homes were destroyed or damaged in the blazes, and 2 people died. President Biden has canceled $1.2 billion in student loan debt for 150,000 borrowers. It's the latest round of relief, totaling $138 billion of canceled student debt for nearly 3.9 million people. A bill making its way to Governor Inslee's desk would let high school students take college courses before 11th grade. The Running Start program lets students earn college credits, but is currently limited to juniors or seniors. Students could even earn an associate degree before high school graduation, all without paying tuition. Republicans in the state legislature are crying foul over the timing of Democrats' plan for $200 electricity bill rebates. Cap and trade proceeds would cover the tab. Discounts could arrive as hundreds of thousands of ratepayers consider how to vote on repealing the climate program. For KCHW 102.7, I'm Levon Ellis.
Good morning. It's KCHW Morning Show. I wasn't sure if you're going to play a theme there for us or not.
I wasn't sure. I was just giving it a second to see what you were going to do, and you jumped right in, so thank you.
It is the KCHW Morning Show. It is Three Amigo-less Thursday. We once again, Alan's on sabbatical for a while. Hopefully he'll be coming back some point in the future. But for now, you just get us.
I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry.
If you know anybody funny that wants to be a temporary co-host of the morning show.
We could use some help and a little fill in.
Right. How are you,
All
Scott?
right. I am doing good. How are you doing, Chuck? It's been a while since we talked, like a week.
I know. Yeah, last Friday. I've just trying to suck down my coffee and make it through the day.
All right. So just so I know if we're going to have any accidents, are we trying that new software today? Are we streaming with that, or are we just our old usual selves?
Just the usual stuff. I played with it last night and didn't quite get it up and running yet.
Okay. All right. It's a little tricky, but I think it will do us better. We use streaming software on the show to go to Twitch and to YouTube and to Facebook, and it steals a lot of resources off our computers. We have to stream at a low resolution, and you got high-speed lines at the radio station. So, and I do here too, so there's no reason for it. And I think we bought some I found some new software. Best part of it, it's GNU, which means it's free. It's open source software, and that's always good for a public radio station to have free stuff.
Yeah.
So look for maybe some glitches next week or maybe even tomorrow as we test out the new streaming software. But on my end, I did a little test, and it was awesome. You know what? When I'm broadcasting from here, at best, I can get like 1.7 megabytes per second on the upload. And I was doing 5 easily.
Wow.
Which means you could almost stream in 4K, so which is kind of exciting for us. So.
Wow. Yeah, this software, sometimes you raise your voice and it monitors the CPU usage. And if we talk too loud, it turns red and it's like, "Oh, you're using your computer too much."
All right.
Join us next Thursday for Nerd Talk on the KCHW Morning Show.
Yes, we did that last week too. It's like, welcome to Geek Talk. All right, weather for you today, 46, cloudy skies, back to the clouds. I'm so sorry. 33 for an overnight low under partly cloudy skies. Partly cloudy for your Friday, 46 and 34, just a 10% chance of precip. Saturday right now, 49 and 34 under mostly cloudy skies, 10% chance of precip. Rain snow mix Sunday morning, that'll change to rain, 45 for a high, 28 for a low, 40% chance of the wet stuff. And then Monday right now, 38 and 22 under partly cloudy skies. That's going to be one of the coldest nights at 22 you've had in a long time. And next week, looking like you're in the low to mid 40s and overnight lows above freezing again. So there you go.
You know, I'm still torn between thinking, man, it would really be nice if we got like a foot of snow, like at the last minute, just to sort of give that ground cover and help with the fire danger. But at the same time, man, I'm ready for spring.
Yeah. It's hard when you get the kind of a taste like it's coming, and then it doesn't. You know, it kind of ruins it for you. The danger I think you might have, like talking to some friends in Central Washington that are talking about trees already budding. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking, you know, that could be dangerous maybe for fruit trees and stuff. If we had, you know, let's say we had a cold snap for a week and some snow and some really cold temperatures, that could be hard on the stuff that's waking up and cause some problems with agriculture. But
our second winter.
Yeah. All right. For the kids today on the 22nd, we're looking at the breakfast burrito, cereal, fresh fruit juice, and milk choice. Then for lunch today, let me flip over. We've got the burrito, bean and cheese, chili and beef with beans, green beans, fresh veggies, fresh fruit, milk choice, and salsa.
Ooh.
All right. So it's burritos all day. Burritos for breakfast, burritos for lunch. It's burrito day.
It's a good day to not visit the school.
It's explosive fun. All right. Before we get into the funnies this morning, you know, we're looking really hot on the computer with the delay. I don't know if you just want to back off the mains a little bit while we're broadcasting, but I noticed you were too, and the news was, so we don't want to distort on anybody.
Yeah.
All right. A few news stories from this morning. You might, if you have friends on the West Coast, mainly California, and you've been trying to reach them this morning and can't. Cellular outage early this morning has hit thousands of AT&T, Verizon, and they had said T-Mobile, but now T-Mobile says that they are not down. But a lot of disrupted calls and text messages, as well as emergency services 911 going down in major cities in California, including San Francisco. So if you've been trying to call somebody this morning, some family or something, don't get scared. They're probably okay.
Wow.
All right.
Luckily, I haven't been calling San Francisco more than 3 or 4 times today.
Good. All right. Red Lobster, financial trouble. And what did you call Red Lobster?
I called it the Olive Garden of seafood.
All right. They're in trouble, and their solution, all-you-can-eat lobster. Just months after an endless shrimp promotion led to deep losses that the company's still trying to dig out of. There's a catch to this one, though. I think they're trying to protect themselves. When I saw it, I was like, endless lobster, all right. Not true. In celebration of its annual Lobster Fest, Red Lobster giving 150 winners an endless lobster experience. So if you see that online, it's just a tease. All right.
Just a tease?
Yeah, it's an endless lobster experience, a 2-hour complimentary feast of unlimited lobster and 2 sides of Cheddar Bay biscuits. Just saying, even though it's only 2 hours, if I won this, I could bankrupt them eating lobster for just 2 hours.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
How much could you, I mean, it's really rich, though. I would imagine you would pay the consequences later.
Probably. But always fun. I know I can down 2 before it starts to get to me. So
2 tails or 2 whole lobsters with the claws and everything?
2 whole lobsters, yeah.
Yeah.
Tails? What's a tail? All right. Video online. You can New Jersey cop slams own police chief onto hood of car. You can Google this or go to Yahoo. It's on the news feed this morning. It's a pretty startling video. I didn't air it. I didn't hear anything in a quick preview, but I was just worried that there might be dirty words in it, so I decided not to show you the video, but it's pretty fun. And turns out the police chief had showed up to a DWI scene drunk.
Wow.
Yeah, and one of his own officers actually said not again and threw him on the hood of the car.
Not again?
Yeah, and then a bunch of other officers get in the middle of it. So apparently the chief liked to show up drunk to important investigations.
Wow. Yeah, it sounds like that was an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
This is the
so
last
just because those cops in the movies have that bottle of liquor,
right?
You know, it doesn't mean you should have one too.
Yeah.
In the drawer. It's probably not a real thing. It's just movies.
when the new guy comes in the office and he pulls the bottle out of his desk and pours a glass. Yeah, that's not something you should do in real life.
I'm trying to figure out why half of me disappeared.
It left your better half though, Scott.
It is my better half. I'm like, all of a sudden, I'm like, maybe I turned my light the wrong way. Oh, if I go like this, my shoulder comes back. I'm gonna sit sideways all day.
I don't know what's happened to you, Scott. You're half the man you used to be.
Oh, ow. People have said that my whole life because I'm so short. That's not even nice. Wow, Chuck. Wow.
Wow.
Right. I got a fun one here in the background. My crazy neighbor wanted to be on the morning show this morning. There he is behind the tree. All right. We'll just leave him up for a while because he seems to be like really enjoying himself. Strange how it looks like fall here in May. Right?
Well, you still got leaves on the trees and everything? Man.
Yeah.
Man, that's really good.
All right. Next story this morning was worst mother of the year. 40-year-old Czech tourist in Italy has been charged with child abandonment after she locked her 4-year-old son in the car so that she could go off and ski.
Wow.
You ever left your kids in the car while you went off and did something else, Chuck?
I mean, I guess for short periods of time, but not if it's like hot, and definitely not while I'm out skiing. Like, hey, I'm going to run into the gas station. You want a taco?
That kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
All right. So she defended herself by saying she left her 13-year-old son in the car to take care of him. Problem was, after her mom left, the 13-year-old son decided he was going to go skiing too and left the 4-year-old.
Wow.
She's promptly been arrested. Resort employee noticed a crying child locked in a parked car at the resort and could not open the locked door of the vehicle, so she notified local police. They got him out, but decided not to bust the window. They were worried about injuries to him and stuff, but eventually coaxed him into how to unlock the door and got him out of the car. The woman arrived after an hour and a half, still with her skis on her feet and snowshoes in her hands, and tried to defend her actions by saying she'd left the child alone in the car because he didn't want to ski and was throwing tantrums. So she had left her other 13-year-old son to supervise her brother, but at some point the teenager had decided to go skiing too.
Wow. Man,
wow, Mom.
That's some good parenting right there.
All right. A fun one. Did you see Donald Trump's new sneakers that quickly sold out?
Did he actually sell them out?
He actually sold them out very first day at $399 a pop. Sneakerheads kicked Donald Trump's new shoe line to the curb in a show asking them to check out the sneaker brand, the new sneakers. One person said, "I think there's no rules in fashion. You can wear whatever you want. But me personally, I wouldn't wear them. Hard pass." Yeah. Other lookers said the shoes looked very 2009 and very dated, like they don't bend at all, and were trying to be chic but also very nationalistic. Let's see. Finally, a sneaker that won't make me feel bad when I accidentally step in poo. Said another person. One more quote. "This is actually the perfect shoe to tell the word you're about to lose a game of 1-on-1 by 50 points. Here's the problem with those sneakers. He copied a famous designer called Christian Louboutin.
Really?
And his signature trademark is a red sole. And Trump put a red sole on these shoes.
Wow. So like Trump stole somebody's design.
Their trademark, actually. Christian Louboutin has actually sued several other businesses in foreign countries for using red soles. So look for yet another lawsuit against Donald Trump for breaking the rules.
Wow.
Wow, he doesn't vet anything, does he?
I don't think he does. I remember, so back in the day, one of the things I took out of watching his show, we used to watch The Apprentice. They were mostly The Celebrity Apprentice. And one of the things we noticed that was really kind of striking, and that was before, we all kind of knew a little bit about Trump and what kind of person he was, but not fully yet. And I used to watch that show and marvel, like, this guy's not paying attention to anything that happens. Like, he didn't watch any of the footage. He didn't pay attention. He wasn't even, like, really a part of the competition. He would just show up and say his little spiel and give his taglines and pick whoever his friends were to win, regardless of what happened in the competition. And, gosh, that sounds familiar.
It does. It's the same thing.
It doesn't matter what happens. He just picks his friends.
Sure. Mm-hmm. All right, another one. A woman accused of spray painting 50 cars in Indianapolis in a parking garage. No reason why.
She was quoted saying she wants to be the next Banksy.
Yeah. 2 days before that, she assaulted somebody in Indianapolis. So she's on a really lame crime spree.
Wow.
Uh-huh. All right. In the Scott's Good News Department, his pillows are a little thin. Federal judge threw out the appeal of MyPillow's Mike Lindell. He must pay $5 million in the election data dispute for things he lied about.
Oh, nuh-uh.
Yeah. Huh. It's good to see justice served.
Couldn't happen to a stranger fellow.
Couldn't happen to a stranger person. All right. More trouble in the air. American Airlines passenger restrained with duct tape after he tried to open a plane door mid-flight. This has happened before. Don't people realize that it's not going to work?
Well, or you could just wait for it to fall off on its own.
Yeah, you don't need to open it. Just wish.
Right.
All right. American Airlines passengers had to hold a man down and duct tape his legs. These are the passengers after he attempted to open one of the emergency exit doors mid-flight. Flight 219 was headed to O'Hare in Chicago from Albuquerque when a disturbance in the cabin involved a disruptive customer, prompted the plane to turn back shortly after takeoff. That always has got to irritate people. In a video of the disturbance captured by a fellow passenger, a man can be seen attempting to open the emergency door as multiple other passengers surround him and try to hold him down. A child can be heard crying in the background, and another flyer asks, "What's going on?" What do you think? Somebody's losing it on a plane. Again, it's a daily occurrence. After successfully tying his hands behind his back and duct taping his legs together, at least 4 passengers then drugged the man through the aisle to the back of the plane, while others can be heard saying, "They got him! They got him!" Well, 30,000 feet, I'd be a little freaked out if somebody's trying to open the door. Somebody's going to get sucked out. All those masks are going to drop down. It's going to be scary.
Yeah. I couldn't even imagine if he would have succeeded. I mean, himself, I'm sure, probably would have been the first one to go, but
I mean, I get claustrophobic too, but come on.
Right? I bet he didn't even have a parachute.
It took 5 people to wrestle him to the ground. He must have been a big guy.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
All right. A sad story today, and I'm just going to make a statement after this. I don't want to get into it. It's very depressing. Non-binary teen Nex Benedict has died after being attacked by peers in a school bathroom. There is one thing that causes this.
Hate?
Parents.
Yeah.
Hate. Watching your parents hate and absorbing that. And deciding that that's an okay thing. And if you're one of those people that hate and teach your kids how to hate, you don't deserve your kids. They should be taken away.
There's no place for you in the world.
There is no place. And I can guarantee you, those kids with those attitudes got it from their parents. I've seen it before. That's the only place it can come from. Kids don't learn how to hate. If you watch little kids, they will accept anybody into their group. Other kids that are of different color, kids that are handicapped, they will always play with them. The only way a child can grow up learning to hate is from their parents.
Yeah.
So if you spew racism at your kids, shame on you.
Yeah.
All
and
right.
it's a thing, and the thing that gets me the most is the people that are so anti-trans, anti-LGBTQ. They are, and this is a thing that's near and dear to me. They're the ones that go out and spew the most rhetoric about being left alone and not being controlled and not having people tell them what to do. Mind your own business. It doesn't affect you.
It doesn't.
It doesn't affect you anyway. Just let people be who they want to be and shut up about it. You don't have to like it. You just have to be quiet about it and not spread hate about it. That's all.
Yeah. There's that one actor that is always on TV. I talked about him yesterday kind of negatively. He's part of an online TV church group. He used to be he had one show and then he went pretty hard to the right. Oh, I can't famous actor. But more famous for his escapades afterwards. And he said he's putting out a new TV show to combat that LGBTQ. And I was like, wow.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
to combat that or combat his previous statements about it and show that he's actually
he thinks it's wrong, and he's going to do a TV show about it, you know.
Wow.
Yeah. For kids.
Wow. Was it Kevin Sorbo?
No. He was on a sitcom back in like the late 80s. It'll come to me later.
Was it
but
Tim Allen?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's the same thing we're talking about. Dangerous attitudes. All right, let's move on to good news, Chuck. This is going to excite you especially.
Oh.
All right. It's official. KFC's bringing to America a product that it's tested overseas and people went crazy for. It's called Cheeza.
Cheeza?
Cheeza. Restaurant chain's international hit Cheeza is more than just a pizza.
Wait, can I guess?
It's 200% white meat, extra crispy fried chicken fillets topped with zesty marinara sauce, melted mozzarella cheese, and crispy pepperoni.
Ooh, nice.
Cheeza.
I've heard, in the sort of keto gluten people, the chicken crusts are like a thing. They have been for a while. You can make a whole entire pizza crust out of chicken.
Really?
Yeah, and it's
skin.
No, not the skin. Just it's basically a sort of like a big flat chicken nugget that you build a pizza on top of.
Huh.
Yeah,
it's a thing, huh?
It is a thing. It is a thing, but
so it works for keto, but not for vegans.
Yeah, no, or probably losing weight in this particular case.
One excited fan wrote, "Oh my God, pizza and chicken mixed together."
I have died and gone to heaven.
It's happened before. Simmer down. All right.
I'm
But
gonna,
look for that.
It kind of just sounds like what's the like a chicken parmesan. That's basically the same thing. It's just marinara over and cheese over chicken.
As I said, don't get too excited. You could have made it at home.
Yeah.
All right. This one also you can check out the pictures of. It's pretty cute. I don't know if I can do a screen grab on the fly here. A lady was dropping her kid off at school, at daycare actually, and she left her driver's door open. That's when 3 German Shepherds appeared out of nowhere and jumped in her car. The picture has 3 very happy German Shepherds waiting to be taken for a ride.
Aww.
But it freaked the lady out pretty bad. Owners couldn't be found. 2 of the dogs were in the front seat and one lounging in the back. She said they were holding her car hostage.
Let's go for a ride. Time for a ride.
St. Petersburg Police Department responded to the scene about 25 miles southwest of Tampa. They said, understandably, the woman driver wasn't too pleased. Officers said the dogs were well behaved, may have been ready for a car ride. They tugged on the animals' collars to help coax them out. The third one didn't want to come, so they had to use a fish stick, which made me say, what? They're out of donuts? Sorry. It's kind of strange. Hold on, I've got some fish sticks in my pocket.
All right, I apologize. I'm really, really sorry. I apologize unreservedly. I offer a complete and utter retraction.
Mostly, okay.
The imputation.
All right,
there was one day where I was standing out in the yard talking to my neighbor with my dog behind me, and I turned around, the dog's gone. Looked everywhere for the neighborhood all day for the dog, couldn't find him. Then a while, we started putting signs up, and then later on that evening, we got a phone call. So like, are you looking for the little schnauzer? And we're like, yeah. And he's like, this was in Anchorage. He was all the way across town. He was our mailman. And the dog, and we had just given the dog a bath, so the dog didn't have his collar on. And he had jumped in the mail truck and climbed in. He had like this box, the boxes that they keep their stuff in, the plastic boxes, and just jumped in the mailbox and just nestled himself in and got all comfy and went along with his route for the rest of the day and never jumped out of his truck until he went home for the night.
They didn't even know that he was in there. Wow.
No, he knew the dog was in there, but he was just sort of his companion for the rest of his route, And we picked him up the next day. His kids did not want to give up the dog.
Oh, that's funny. All right. You never know what kind of mayhem your dog will get into, right?
Right. Oh, Holly says good morning. Good morning, Holly.
Good morning, Holly.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. For those on Facebook, we've got a couple things we want to ask you in just a few minutes. One more. Let's see. One more story. That's what we'll end with this one. Thousands of Americans are falling prey to a Mexican cartel timeshare scam. Now, how this works, they're targeting people that actually have timeshares, and they'll contact you and say, hey, we want to buy your timeshare. The story covers a guy named Steven who was offered $65,000 for his timeshare, which he had bought for $45,000 a couple of years earlier. So he's thinking, wow, I'm going to make some money on this. The catch was that he'd have to pay $3,900 in taxes first.
Ooh.
And that was the scam. So that $3,900 went right to the drug cartels. They said the cartels have really embraced this because there's very low overhead.
Wow.
So just a reminder, if you get a call and it's something that's too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true.
So they're going to change their business model and become the Mexican real estate scam cartels?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a growth industry.
It's a new one.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on this morning to what we call Bits and Breaks. We throw out a few jokes and some other goodies for you, help you get your day started. For Facebook, I just mentioned this. Looking for you to post. Holly, you can do this for us. If you could only listen to one band forever, what band would you choose? We want to see what you post on there. Maybe we'll add some more of their music. All right. All right. Second thing.
Do you have one,
Second thing
Scott?
for Facebook that
Okay,
you can post for us this morning, and we will go over it and maybe even give you a plug via name.
Yeah.
What's the first thing you do upon arriving home after a long day? So you can only listen to one band. Who would it be? And what's the first thing you do upon arriving home after a long day? So what band? Do you have a band, Chuck, you would choose if you could only have one?
That's a tough one. That's like, what's your favorite breath of air you've ever taken? My favorite musician of all time, I have to say, is probably Tom Waits. But I don't know if I could listen to him and only him. That would get, that would lead to things like depression, severe alcoholism. Probably
Tom Waits is your favorite musician?
Tom Waits is my favorite musician of all time. Yeah. Guys,
you're way off of mainstream, aren't you? I bet there's a lot of people out there don't even know who that is.
Probably not. He's actually, I believe he might even have the record for the most prolific artist of all time as far as the number of albums he's released and number of hits he's had, number of hit songs he's written. Most of Bruce Springsteen's hits were covers of Tom Waits songs.
Written by him.
Yeah.
That's like, Diane, I can't remember her last name. Oh, I'm having a hard time today, I guess. She is one of the most prolific writers in music history as well. Mm-hmm. And she also has a record for the most number one songs. And once you see a list of everything this woman has written, you're like, oh, wow. She's sung a couple songs herself, but she's not much of a singer. So she says she's very happy to let other people make hits out of her music. But she has written more number one songs than anyone in history. And I know her first name's Diane.
Huh. So, it would be kind of the same. I wonder, so would that rule apply if they wrote songs for other people? If it was the source material was from the same person?
Well, she can still have the claim of writing a hit record.
Right. So you could still listen to her. So you could still listen to anything she's written.
What do you mean?
Well, for the challenge here, for the one band that you could listen to forever, or what's one band?
Oh, you could pick her as the band.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Now he's cheating.
My high school teachers didn't call me Loophole Charlie for nothing.
I could kind of see that. Is that a real thing?
Yeah, they did. That was my nickname in the front office, was Loophole Charlie. I never got in trouble for anything. I'd talk my way out of it and make deals with teachers. I had one teacher the whole entire semester never had to do any homework because I made a deal with him to get out of homework. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I told him if I got 100% on a test, I don't have to do any homework for the next unit. And he agreed, thinking, "Oh yeah, this kid's full of it. He's never gonna." And I never had to do homework all semester. That was algebra 2. I got an A+, and I never had to do a stitch of homework.
Oh, wow. All right, Chuck, tell us 4 other things we didn't know yesterday.
Yeah, Scott, I believe you were part of this. The world record for the most naked riders on a theme park ride is 195.
Excuse me, Chuck, that was 194 and a half. I'm short.
You still counted.
Okay.
You were over the line. The first successful head transplant, this one's kind of scary, was carried out in 1963 by Robert J. White of Cleveland. He attached the head of one monkey to the body of another. It says here the monkey survived for several days.
I saw that movie. That's creepy.
Several days I wouldn't consider them surviving so much. Yeah,
no.
I guess technically he survived the surgery, but no.
I want to know, could he move any limbs or anything? Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah, how successful was that? This one's actually, I've heard of this one before. It's kind of a fun one. A cup of Starbucks exists in every scene of Fight Club.
But now I want to know how much they paid for that.
Right?
That's going to be huge.
Did they pay for it, or did it? Because there was the whole IKEA scene, and the whole thing was that the guy's life was exceedingly sort of mundane and boring, and I think the Starbucks was to sort of emphasize that.
Oh no, product placement is a huge deal, and they don't add that into theater numbers. How much they make off of money from letting Pepsi or Cokes be like the drink for the movie. Years ago, I think that became illegal. Cigarettes, anything that you see in a movie, especially like a business and their sign, they have to get permission to do that.
Well, I mean, I know that, but I think the purpose of that was to sort of highlight his mundaneness. Obviously, Starbucks did pay for it, but I don't know if it did what they wanted.
I've seen that before, where a product is put into a movie and not shown in such a good light. So that'd be kind of dangerous for you.
What is it? There's no such thing as bad publicity.
Yeah, I guess so.
But there is.
I guess.
There is.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know making films ourselves, it's you got to really be careful about what you have in the background. You have to cover things. You have to strategically turn bottles so you can't see the label without, getting permission.
You've learned from Kat doing all those films, haven't you? You got to have all those releases signed from people, and you got to be really careful, because somebody, even for something that's just done on an amateur level, you could get sued big time.
Oh yeah, it happens all the time.
All right, Chuck, you get this morning's first quick joke.
Yes, a taxpayer received a strongly worded second notice that his taxes were overdue. Rushing to the collector's office, he paid his bill, saying apologetically that he had overlooked his first notice. Oh, confided the collector with a smile, we don't send out first notices. We found that second notices are more effective. Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Wow.
All right. Why does a blonde, Chuck, this is a fun one. Why does a blonde write TGIF on her shoes?
Do you want me to answer it?
Sure.
Stands for toes go in first. Wow.
Toes go in first. I think I might use that one the rest of my life.
Right? I have a label maker.
All right,
here.
next one. Go ahead, Chuck.
So son said to his dad, I heard that in ancient China, a man doesn't know his wife until he marries. His dad said, that happens everywhere, son. That happens everywhere. Recently my wife went vegan. And she's changed so much. It's like I've never seen her before. Wow. She's not.
Was that a joke, or did she really go vegan?
That was a joke. A joke.
Okay. All right. You're going to be in trouble for that one. I have a definite feeling.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
It was a bad one. Sorry.
All right. Here you go. Somebody asked me one day what sign I was born under. I said, no parking. Little one-liners. Go ahead, Chuck.
Okay. Your mama's so stupid, she got locked in Furniture World and slept on the floor. All those furniture stores, they have those beds made up. I always want to just lay in them and take a nap.
Well, thanks, Chuck. I'm still struggling with the loss of my mom from last year.
Oh, man.
You're
sorry.
so insensitive.
I'm sorry.
No, Mom would be laughing too.
Good.
Old aunts used to come up to me at weddings, poking me in the ribs and cackling, "You're next." They stopped after I started doing the same thing to them at funerals.
You're next. You're next, Uncle Joe. Wow. So these are some things you don't want to hear during surgery. Do you want me to do all these, or do you want to go round robin here on these?
We can go round robin.
Okay.
I'm just trying to open up Facebook here so we can see if anybody took our challenge. All right, go ahead.
Nobody yet. Better save that. We'll need it for the autopsy.
Someone call the janitor and tell him to bring him up.
Clean up on aisle 4. Wait a minute. If that's his spleen, what's that?
Hand me that thingy.
Wow.
Which is right up there with, do we have any pliers in here?
Could you go rinse these off real quick? I dropped them on the floor. Oh, oops. Hey, has anyone ever survived 500 mil of this thing before? Ooh.
Makes you wonder what they gave him.
Right?
All right. More things you don't want to hear during surgery. Rats, there go the lights again.
Oh, there's big money in kidneys. Heck, this guy's got 2 of them.
Sweet.
right?
Oh, everybody stand back. I lost my contact lens.
Can somebody help me look?
Is that it? Sitting on his heart?
Get the thingy. I need to grab my contact lens.
I bet you we'd all be truly horrified if we knew real things that happened and were said during surgery.
Oh, I know. Ooh. What is it? Where are we? Okay, could you stop that thing from beeping? It's throwing off my concentration.
Well, peering inside a person's body, what's this doing here?
Or the doctor saying, "That's cool. Now you can make his leg twitch." Now can you?
I should have brought my glasses. I say that all the time, but luckily I'm not operating on people.
But usually they're on top of your head.
Yes.
Yep. Well, folks, this is going to be an experiment for all of us.
Not worth doing it here during surgery. Or well, this one, sterile. Schmeral, the floor is pretty clean, right?
It's fine. 5-second rule.
Oh.
Just like Taco Bell.
Oh.
Has anyone seen where I left my scalpel?
That'd be a horrible thing to leave inside. And I'm sure it's happened.
I knew somebody once that she was having problems after surgery for months. And even like a year later, she had a really bad episode and had to get rushed to the emergency room. They found a pair of the hemostats with a rag attached to them still inside of her. Yeah. She showed me the X-rays, and you could clearly see the shape of the hemostats, and there was a blob, and it turned out the blob was one of the rags.
How does that happen?
They left inside.
I mean, they got a person there that's supposed to be counting.
Right?
Scary.
Apparently they weren't paying attention.
All right, now take a picture from this angle because this is truly a freak of nature.
Nurse, this patient signed the organ donor card, right?
Not to be outdone by the don't worry, I think it's sharp enough.
It's fine. Whoa, hey, she's going to blow. Everybody take cover.
Oh, rats. Page 47 of the manual is torn out.
This one. Fire, everybody out.
Ooh. All right, the last 5 things you don't want to hear during surgery. Max, come back with that. Bad dog.
Put it down. Leave it.
It's like that movie Rat Race where the dog takes off. Or is it a coyote that takes off with the heart?
Drop it.
Mine.
Now I'll remove the subject's brain and place it in the body of the ape.
Oh, huh, that was just in the news too.
Right?
Scary. All right.
This next one.
I better do this last one.
Okay.
This next one's some echo. Accept the sacrifice, oh great Lord of darkness.
We're gonna get an email about that one.
Oh man, I don't like my doctor.
This one not bad for someone who failed med school.
Eh?
A quick joke. You know what they call the person that graduated last in their class from medical school?
What's that?
Doctor.
Oh. What do you mean he wasn't in for a sex change?
Wow.
All right, there you go. That's how you end with a boom. Things you didn't want to hear in surgery.
Right?
All right, now this next one, this one is going to be fun for everyone because you can play along at home. You might need a pencil just to help you figure it out. So we'll start with Chuck. So Chuck, I want you to give me your witness protection name. It's your father and mother's middle names.
But those are all my passwords for everything, Scott. just in case you're wondering, they're not really.
We can try it.
It's kind of boring. It would be Hall May.
Hall May. All right. So I'm in trouble because my dad didn't have a middle name.
Mm-hmm.
So my witness protection name is Adeline.
Adeline. you could your first name could be Ad and then a line. I don't know. Add Alan line. Add a line. I don't know.
All right, your NASCAR name. This is the first name of your mother's dad.
Mm-hmm.
First name of your father's dad.
Okay, so my NASCAR name would be Gordon John. Ooh, that sounds like a NASCAR name, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, Gordon
Mine
John.
kind of does too. Glenn David.
Ooh, we can race. Gordon John coming around the stretch, followed up by, what was it? I don't even remember. John Glenn? No.
Glenn David.
Glenn David.
You got 2 first names.
Oh, you know,
right.
if your dad needs a middle, I have 2 middle names if your dad needs to borrow one.
Do you?
I do.
What can you share your 2 middle names?
I do. Albert Dwayne.
Albert Dwayne.
Yeah.
I was hoping for something a lot more exciting than that.
I know. But
I had go ahead.
Little known fact. I actually changed. I had Charles Chuck added to it later on in life in about 3rd grade. My name originally, I was born as Albert, but I was a chubby kid in elementary school in the 80s.
Oh,
with the name
Fat
Albert.
Albert.
Yeah. You'd hear. You go down the hallway and you'd hear occasionally, hey. Yeah. That's how I was greeted.
We're gonna sing a song for you, and then get ready, cause Bill's gonna show you a thing or two. We'll have some fun now, me and all the gang. Say, learning from each other while we do our thing, singing. Hey.
Wow, I'm impressed. Good job.
All right. Yeah, I find that song really ironic now.
Yeah. Bill Cosby's got some things in store for you.
Yeah, we don't want Bill Cosby teaching anybody nothing, especially kids.
No.
All right, your Star Wars name is the first 3 letters of your last name and the first 2 letters of your first name.
Wow. So the first 3 letters of my last name are R-I-T, and the second or the next 2 letters are C-H, which is also the first letters of my first name. So nothing changes. I just dropped the last 2 letters, so it's Rich.
Nice.
Yeah. R-I-T-C-H.
Mine's like Shisker.
Shisker.
I could use my radio name. So that'd be Ulsk. Not very good at all.
Yeah, no,
right,
this don't work.
Let's see if we can do better.
Okay.
Right. Your detective name is your favorite color and your favorite animal.
Really?
Yeah.
Purple dog?
Yeah. Purple cat.
Yeah, that doesn't really work. Oh, you're purple too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, welcome to Club Purple.
All right.
That sounds like a fun place to go, though.
Kind of embarrassed now that I admitted it. All right. Your soap opera name is your middle name and the town where you were born. Oh, these could be good. These could be good. So I would be Alan Bismarck.
I'll say Dwayne Richmond. Or Richland. Dwayne Richland.
Dwayne Richmond. All right. I think mine's better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alan Bismarck. Sounds like a soap opera name.
It does.
All right. Your superhero name is your second favorite color, your favorite drink, and the to the beginning. So your second favorite color.
That would make me the black coffee.
Oh. Well, we sound like we might be a duo then, because I would be the red coffee.
Ooh. There you go. Who would be the sidekick here, Scott?
Yeah. We'll have to flip for it because we sound about the same,
right?
Yeah.
Would it be a duo, or would we be the superhero and the sidekick?
The superhero and the sidekick, but don't tell anybody which is which.
The caffeinated duo.
Yeah, and we could be like Popeye and drink guzzle coffee before we go to fight crime.
Our muscle would go.
Be all shaky. All right, your street name. All right.
Okay.
So I don't know how I could work Schmidlkoffer in this, but I love the name of that.
Schmidlkoffer.
So your street name is your favorite ice cream flavor and your favorite cookie. All right. So my street name is Chocolate Chip.
Cherry Garcia Chocolate Chip. What up, Cherry Garcia Chocolate Chip? I don't know if that works.
All right, rock star name. Oh, people are going to want to know these. All right, so you get your rock star name. You take your current pet's name, and your current street name. So unfortunately for me, it's Mooch, Maine, because I live on Main Street.
Okay. God, all of mine work on this one because I have 3 male dogs. One could be Jack King, which is totally a rock star name. Angus King, which works
even
well.
better.
Yeah. Or Bo King.
Oh.
Yeah. Huh? Yeah. That could work. Are all these things just trying to get our passwords?
All right. Last one. This could be scary.
Yeah.
Your gangster name. All right. Or as they have here, gangsta name, which is the first 3 letters of your real name plus Izzle.
Well, I'm going to drop the third letter because then it's just Chisel. Instead of Chisel, would that make it Choozle, like juice, UI?
Yeah.
Choozle?
Yeah.
Oh, it changes the pronunciation.
All right. I like it.
So you're
All right.
Skizzle? Skoizzle?
Skoizzle?
We'll just go with Chisel.
Sounds like something you do and get in trouble for.
I know.
Or you do and don't admit to. Yeah, I skizzled. All right. Wrapping up this segment, we have dumb product warnings. These are kind of fun. We'll go back and forth on these. First one up is on a mattress. It's a tag. It says, warning, do not attempt to swallow.
Yeah. Anytime I see a dumb warning sign or a dumb warning label, there's a reason for every single sign and label.
That's what's truly scary.
Yeah.
Somebody caused them to come up with that warning.
Yeah, like 100%. Every single warning has a story behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Near the Home Depot treated lumber, do not consume. Wow.
On a car fan belt. Before installing the fan belt, be sure to shut off the engine as it may cause irreversible injury.
I can see that one happening.
So I had a couple guys stay in one of my cabins last year, and they didn't speak English, and they were going to the state park and stopped here first. Mm-hmm. And I don't think they understood the concept of a forest fire, because I saw them struggling, like trying to build a campfire and little puffs of smoke, and then I noticed something. I could see like they had the fire jacked up in the air. And I'm like, what? So I went walking over to see. They had taken one of those little propane canisters.
Yeah.
Screwed one of those little cookers on the top of it.
Yeah.
And then built their fire on top of that.
With the propane can, like, in the fire?
Yes.
Wow.
So here I am talking to 2 Arab guys trying to mime an explosion. It had to look really funny.
Just waving your arms around.
Boom, boom, trying to show them how dangerous this could be. And so I took it apart and built them a real campfire, and they were very appreciative.
Good.
Yeah.
Wow. I remember, and I do not recommend doing this. Actually, do not do this. It's really, really dumb. As a kid, we used to throw those in the campfire and shoot them. with a
Chuck, you shouldn't even admit to that on the radio. Wow.
I know.
Wow. I did it too.
We are.
Wow. Things kids used to do.
Yeah.
All right.
This next one here, this is a 2-parter. These were warnings on a vacuum cleaner. Number 1 is do not use to pick up gasoline or flammable liquids. Okay. Part 2 of that is do not use to pick up anything that is currently burning. Wow.
Just like, so I guess, you could like be in the shop and you vacuumed up some paint thinner or something like that. And then you turn around and vacuum up your still burning cigarette.
Or clean out your fireplace.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bad
Sometimes these warning labels are just incredibly obvious, like this one on a 500-piece puzzle. Some assembly required.
This last one. Oh, and this one had a story too. This was on a chainsaw. Do not attempt to stop chain with your hands. You're not going to get very far.
I am dangerous with a chainsaw because you get tired, and I have this thing is like when I have a project, I don't want to stop. Even if I need water or a break, I don't want to stop till it's done, and I'll try and push through. And one day I was doing that and I was getting really weak and I had the tiny, like chainsaw, still dangerous. It was one of those electric ones. I reached over the top of the chainsaw to like grab a branch or something like that. And it grabbed my glove and ripped it right off my hand, but I didn't get cut. But I was like, that was a really stupid idea. I'm done for today.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had one. Luckily, I was wearing leather chaps because I was actually working when I was a teenager. I was working at.
Wait a minute.
I had jeans on underneath them, Scott.
Could you just start that sentence again? You were wearing what?
I was wearing protective gear.
No,
that doesn't sound any better. I was wearing leather chaps, like chainsaw chaps,
and nothing else.
And this chainsaw wasn't starting. It wasn't starting. And it was right when those where I was just about to give up, and I just gave it like a couple last pulls. I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing anymore, and then it suddenly started, and I had my finger on the trigger because it was flooded, and the thing just took off going, and it grabbed those leather chaps and actually walked all the way up my body, all the way up my chest, and went backwards over my shoulder.
And you didn't get cut?
Didn't scratch me. It tore holes, and it grabbed the leather and the chaps and didn't hurt me. And then it grabbed my shirt and put holes in the shirt, and never actually made contact with my skin. But it was able to just sort of walk up my clothes and went over my shoulder.
So you've had several Darwin moments too.
I've had my share for sure. I'm trying as I get older to cut back on those.
I'm just hoping I never catapult myself again.
Again?
Yeah. What was that? That's Scott. Trying to learn how to fly.
It's the Scott.
All right. This one is inside the information booklet. It says, do not use if you cannot see clearly to read the information booklet.
What? Yeah, inside the booklet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Caution, the contents of this bottle should not be fed to fish.
Okay.
Yep.
What was it on?
Oh, that was on a bottle of shampoo for dogs.
All right.
That was weirdly random. Yeah.
Do not use while sleeping on a hairdryer.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Who dries their hair while sleeping? All right.
This one, I'm not sure what this means. It says, do not place this product into any Oh, I get it. Do not place this product into any electronic equipment. This was on a case of a chocolate CD in a gift basket.
Do not place chocolate. All right, so I think these, if I got them from a different source, if you read the last part first, does that make sense? So on a pair of shin guards made for bicyclists, shin pads cannot protect any part of the body they do not cover. You are not invincible.
Really?
Yeah.
But I was wearing my shin guards.
Can't believe I lost an eye.
Oh, man. This was found on a rotary tool, like a Dremel tool.
Okay.
This product not intended for use as a dental drill. May not have
Somebody had to try it, right?
Right? May not have been intended for it, but it sure works. Wow.
On a container of underarm deodorant. Do not spray in eyes. But they're sweaty and they smell.
Wow. Do not drive with sunshield in place. This was on a cardboard windshield cover. Sunshield. Yeah.
It works if you cut little eye holes in it.
Yeah. Right? Especially if you put a little nose hole like you do for the dogs, little eye holes in a nose hole. I do that for the dog, and then at least the dog can see and tell me where to go.
I don't know. I'm just ruined for the rest of the day after hearing about you and chaps.
Right?
I can't go on.
If
All right,
you
this
keep
one on a
thinking about it,
plastic
I'm gonna
toy
have to start
helmet.
charging you by the minute.
On a plastic toy helmet used as a container for popcorn, this is not a safety protective device. Could be.
This is on a 13-inch wheel on a wheelbarrow. Not intended for highway use.
You ever see one of those guys with those real little tiny trailers you can get for like $600-700 at what do they call that tool store? They always have
a box store.
Yeah, and they got the cheap little trailers. I've seen people doing like 80 with those on the back, and they have like 13-inch tires on them. It's always kind of scary when somebody passes you with one of those.
Yeah, they have like little Barbie doll tires.
Yeah. All right. On a home's bathroom heater, this product is not to be used in bathrooms.
Well,
Maybe they meant to say bathtubs.
maybe this was on a rock garden set. Eating rocks may lead to broken teeth.
This isn't a real garden.
Wow.
I'm
I'm sorry.
That one's really stupid. I'm going to skip that. On a product called Rubber Band Shooter. Caution, shoots rubber bands.
I got it. So these the line spacing is weird on these. There's extra spaces. I didn't catch that last one. The rock garden set. What the name of it? Popcorn Rock. Popcorn Rock.
Not on a birthday card for a 1-year-old, not suitable for children aged 36 months or less. I didn't know you couldn't give them a card.
And who was that card for, Scott?
A child 36 months or less, so a toddler.
It was for a 1-year-old.
Oh, it was for a 1-year-old.
It was the first birthday card. Yeah.
I think I said that.
Oh,
Maybe.
did you? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Do not recharge, put in backward, or use. This was on a battery. Do not use this battery.
And a manual for a heated seat cushion. Warning, do not use on eyes. Well, why would you?
Scott, why is your face in the seat? Scott,
My
get
eyes.
up. Get up,
warm
Scott. For use by trained personnel only. This was on a can of air freshener. Is there a training manual?
Wow. On a package of silly putty. Do not use as earplugs. Ew.
Oh man, this is do not use not for weight control on a package of breath mints.
Huh.
Interesting.
All right. This one posted on an actual frame of a Boeing 757. Fragile. Do not drop.
Here's one on a children's cough medicine. Do not drive a car or operate machinery.
Kids. All right. On a string of Christmas lights for indoor or outdoor use only. So, not good for tubs. Hot tubs.
You can use it inside or outside. Nowhere in between.
Yeah.
This was on a supermarket dessert box. Product will be hot after heating. I mean, it could be like
you skip the one on a child-sized Superman costume. Caution, wearing of this garment does not enable you to fly.
Oh, man.
That's a pretty good one.
I know. I've seen that before.
All right.
Yep. So this one, another one on a supermarket dessert box. Do not turn upside down. Why not? What if I want to eat it upside down?
Ooh. I like this one. This is probably my favorite. On a shipment of hammers, may be harmful if swallowed.
Also, really, really impressive. So, so let me see what you got. The next one: do not dangle the mouse by its cable or throw mouse at coworkers. That's from a computer manual.
Bummer.
Wow.
Let's see. On a slip of paper in a stereo box, referring to the styrofoam packing. Do not eat.
As opposed to the styrofoam packing you can eat.
You can. There is a kind of biofoam. You can actually eat it.
It doesn't taste very good.
It was actually meant to be a snack and it never sold. They turned it into a packing peanuts.
They just didn't put the cheese dust on the Cheetos.
Which I think, yeah. When I think, though, is I've always thought that could be really dangerous because they made them look like a packing peanut where a child could see you eat one and then go get a styrofoam one and think they could eat it.
Right.
Seems dangerous.
You talking about Cheetos or the edible styrofoam package?
Both.
Yeah.
Both.
Yeah.
I'm going to send you a present and I'm going to pack it in Cheetos.
I am down. Please. Please do.
And some new chaps since you tore your other ones up.
Thank you. I need a pair. This next one: remove occupants from the stroller before folding it.
Ooh. All right. On a 6x10 inflatable picture frame, not to be used as a personal flotation device. Who needs? By the way, who needs a inflatable 6x10 picture frame?
What on earth is an inflatable picture frame?
Oh, I don't have to straighten that picture, but I do need to blow it up.
Remember that old picture, Grandpa? I blew it up. Remove. I have seen this one. Remove plastic before eating on a wrapper of a fruit roll-up snack.
Huh.
Yeah.
Maybe they should make them out of rice paper.
You know, that's one of those that even if you didn't get the message beforehand, it's going to be pretty obvious very soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
On a remote control for a TV, not dishwasher safe. Really, Mom? You watch the remote in the dishwasher?
I saw a thing once where it was when iPads first started coming out, where somebody it was dirty and somebody actually put it in their dishwasher, and I think they sued Apple for it ruining their iPad because it didn't let them know that you couldn't put it in the dishwasher.
Was it waterproof though?
No.
All right, that wraps up that segment, and you can say, "Oh, I'm glad."
That was a long one.
When we come back from a break, during the break, I'm going to try to find. There's different things you can get when you're streaming video for backgrounds. As you see, like mine's been flickering today; it's not working very well. There, I just lost my shoulder, and then it's back. But sometimes you can paste things onto those video feeds. So I'm going to see if I can find a pair of chaps, and we'll show you what Chuck looked like when we come back for break.
There you go.
Stay
Sounds
right
good.
here. Maybe a little odd news. Who knows? Stay right here, KCHW 102.7. We are Northern Lights Public Radio.
Authorized to answer your question.
What do you want to do? You want me to beg you? Is that what you asked?
That's as good as an answer. Those are IOUs. You already made it up. Thank you so much for being my friend.
It's 8:24.
Your KCHW Morning Show, made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Chewelah Flooring.
Chewelah Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products, including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chewelah Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Dell Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at CheWelahFlooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at CheWelahFlooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Simon Gaitan. Far-right Israeli ministers are calling for further restrictions on Palestinians in the wake of a deadly attack outside a settlement in the occupied West Bank. One person is dead and at least a dozen others are wounded after the shooting on Thursday morning. Police say 3 Palestinian men armed with automatic weapons opened fire on cars waiting in traffic, with security forces shooting 2 offenders dead at the scene, arresting the other shortly after. Sarah Coates has more from Tel Aviv.
Thursday's attack outside a West Bank settlement prompting a furious reaction from Israel's far right, with the finance minister Bezalel Smotrich demanding that the Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu immediately approve plans for housing units in West Bank settlements. Well, the National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir visited the scene shortly after, saying the right to life of Jewish residents of Judea and Samaria outweighs the right to freedom of movement of the residents of the Palestinian Authority, also vowing to increase the distribution of weapons to civilians. Sarah Coates, Tel Aviv.
2 weeks after the general election in Pakistan, more details are emerging about a coalition deal to form a new government. But jailed former Prime Minister Imran Khan's party claim the election has been stolen from them and allege they are being denied access to meet with Khan in prison. Hira Mustafa has more from Islamabad.
After lengthy negotiations, a power-sharing agreement has been reached between the PMLN and the Pakistan People's Party. Shehbaz Sharif is being put forward as the next Prime Minister and Asif Ali Zardari will be the joint nominee for next president. In a country where political dynasties are the norm rather than the exception, Sharif is a brother of PMLN leader Nawaz Sharif and Zardari is the father of PPP leader Bilawal Bhutto. Both the parties were in a coalition government previously when Imran Khan was ousted from his post as Prime Minister in 2022. His PTI party was banned from contesting in the election, forcing their candidates to run as independents. Khan's party has accused the Election Commission of Pakistan of poll rigging. The allegations have been strongly denied by the government and Election Commission.
The Speaker of the UK House of Commons is under pressure to step down after a debate on a ceasefire in Gaza descended into chaos. Sir Lindsay Hoyle has apologised for breaking long-standing parliamentary convention, which prompted fury among some MPs and led to many walking out of the Commons. Sir Lindsay allowed an amendment by the opposition Labour Party to a proposal put forward by another opposition party, the SNP. The Speaker is supposed to keep order in the Commons and remain politically impartial, but the decision was seen to benefit his old Labour Party and avoid a potentially embarrassing mutiny by Labour MPs. More than 50 MPs have signed a motion of no confidence in Sir Lindsay.
With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks, looking today at fresh questions about Britain's nuclear deterrent after 2 unarmed Trident missiles, both test-fired from a Royal Navy submarine, failed. The latest malfunction occurred last month while Britain's Defence Secretary was aboard HMS Vanguard, a Navy submarine that had just completed a 7-year refurbishment. One of the unarmed missiles landed in the ocean not far from the sub after an unexplained anomaly. Pete Sandman heads Navy Lookout, an independent source of news and analysis about the Royal Navy.
I would put it in the context of Trident, the system as itself, which is used by the US Navy as well, has had 192 tests, and there have only been 10, well, I think this is the 11th failure out of 192. It's not ideal, especially as this is the second test failure the Royal Navy has had. I think in each case there are unique circumstances. As the government has tried to explain, it sounds as though this particular issue was to do with the parameters of the test itself. If this was a live event, the missile would have been okay.
But other aspects of Britain's Royal Navy have suffered embarrassing failures recently, including an aircraft carrier that pulled out of a NATO exercise due to technical problems, and a second aircraft carrier that then broke down in the waters off the Isle of Wight. Britain's Defence Secretary is putting a brave face on all of it, even as Allied eyebrows are raised. With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks.
To recap the top stories, far-right Israeli ministers are calling for further restrictions on Palestinians in the wake of a deadly attack outside a settlement in the occupied West Bank. The Speaker of the UK House of Commons is under pressure to step down after a debate on a ceasefire in Gaza descended into chaos. And more details are emerging about a coalition deal to form a new government in Pakistan 2 weeks after the election, which jailed former PM Imran Khan's party claim was stolen. That's the latest feature story news. Simon Gaitan reporting.
KCHW 102.7 FM, the music education station, is pleased to announce its first fully produced syndicated radio program that's available to public radio stations worldwide. It's called Swinging with Dr. Jazz, and you can hear it locally at 6 p.m. every Sunday night, right here on Northern Lights Public Radio. Each episode features 6 swing-era bands from the 30s and 40s. Swinging with Dr. Jazz, Sundays at 6 on KCHW 102.7 and online at northernlightspublicradio.com.
I got to turn my microphone on. Good morning. Welcome back to the KCHW Morning Show. We're back after our break for the second half of the show. Yeah. So I gotta stop real quick here. So that ad that just played for the Swinging with Dr. Jazz, we had added a second Dr. Jazz show on Sundays to go on there, and Dr. Jazz Tommy actually came up to me and said, "Hey, you moved the show, and I really appreciate you putting in my second show." But that spot that just played was from Jeff, one of our former DJs who has now passed away, and he asked that we leave his show at 6 p.m. So that show is back at 6 p.m.
So we can keep playing that.
So
nice.
We can keep playing Jeff's voice. And I thought about cutting some of it out and just changing the time, but I don't want to touch that. I like hearing Jeff's voice, and we all miss Jeff. So.
And the sweet thing about Jeff, if somebody didn't get to meet him, had a way about him, and he struggled with cancer for about 5 years. Mm-hmm. But even though he had this gloom in front of him that he was always aware of would take his life, he had the ability to walk into any room and make everybody that was in it feel better just with his presence. So thank you, Tom. That was very sweet.
He really did. Good guy.
All right. Ken Owens jumping in this morning. He's a friend of me and Val's, and he was talking about our product warnings, and he says they put plastic wrap on fruit so people that can't stand the taste of that fruit can still enjoy eating it.
Fruit's good.
Thank you. Thank you for that advice. Yeah. I will try it later. All right. Before we get into stuff, are there any events we need to cover from the community calendar? I know things look really light, but you might have a couple things that are coming up.
I have a couple. Today the food bank is open from 10 to 2 p.m. That's always a good thing. Okay. Line dancing is going to be at the senior center from 2:30 to 4:30. And I got to say, I was telling you a little story during Winterfest. We had some folks cancel that we're going to do some shows or some little skits in between the thing, and had to fill in some time. And I pulled in these line dancers that are doing the line dancing instruction tonight. In front of the main stage, there was a country band about to go on, and we did a line dancing lesson right there in the middle of downtown on the street, and it was a lot of fun. We had a ton of people joining in.
All right. So that goes actually on today, 2:30 to 4:30.
Yeah, they're it's at the senior center. It's free for everybody. It's actually a lot of fun. I don't know why, but line dancing is one of those things that I just find enjoyable. Some people don't. I do.
All right. So between 2:30 and 4:30, it'd probably be a lot of elderly people. I would like to film that. I think it'd be really cute.
It would
just
be.
Saying.
It would be.
Just saying.
So there you
anything
go.
else?
There's the adult pickleball happening at the old middle school gym tomorrow at 9 a.m. Obviously, the Chewelah Chamber of Commerce meeting is at the casino at 7 a.m. If you want to find out what they're up to, the Blues and Brews Jam at Fired Up Pizza is on Sunday at 4 p.m.
All right, and that's put on by our own Doug McQueen.
Yeah. Doug is there. His wife Sally's there. Usually, a lot of times, Craig, their son, is there. It's a family affair, and Old Man Mark, who's our Friday night DJ, often shows up and plays the harmonica.
Wow!
Yeah!
Wow! We're just like taking over the place, aren't we?
I know, right? It's almost the KCHW show at Fired Up Pizza.
All right. I keep forgetting to ask for the February calendar from you, and it's already February 22nd, so I couldn't do local birthdays yesterday. Will you do today's local birthday, and then take a peek back and see if we missed anything?
Yeah. Hold on. Oh, pardon me. Yeah. Today we have Marie Schneider with a birthday, and that's about it. So yesterday we did Zane Laney. His birthday was yesterday. And then on Monday it was Dave Bullender and Lane Cliff. Or Tuesday. I mean, did I say Monday? Tuesday was Dave Bullender and Lane Cliffner.
All right.
And if we miss those in the morning show, I always get them in the 12:30 and 5:30 announcements that run.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Celebrity birthdays for today. Kyle MacLachlan from Twin Peaks turning 65. Rachel Dratch from 30 Rock and Saturday Night Live, 58. Paul Lieberstein from Paul on the Office, was Paul on the Office, 57. Jerry Ryan, Boston Public and Star Trek Voyager, she's turning 56.
Ooh. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry. No.
7 of 9.
I'm going to keep
7 of 9.
I'm just going to let you keep talking.
All right. TV personality Clinton Kelly is 55. Actor Thomas Jane, he played the original Punisher. And for a small guy, did an awesome job as the Punisher. He's turning 55 today. Drew Barrymore, believe it or not, turning 59. Zach Rohrig from Vampire Diaries and As the World Turns, 39. And Callie Herverda from that 90s show is just 17. We move on to history with Chuck Ritchie.
Yeah, I just want to say, Drew Barrymore, 49, not 59.
Oh, sorry.
Don't age me like that, Scott.
She's hating on me right now.
This one, very cool. In 1924, Calvin Coolidge became the first president of the United States to deliver a radio broadcast from the White House.
Really?
Yeah, huge day in radio. That's even more important than when the Queen was coronated on TV. I'm just going to go out and say it.
All righty then.
TV's on its way out. Radio's coming back, man. Yeah. Those TVs are just a fad. TVs and computers, they're never going to stick around.
Yeah. We'll always be there.
Yeah, right? Radio's always here. We're always here lurking. 1959, Lee Petty won the first Daytona 500. Is he in relation to Richard Petty?
I don't know.
You don't know all your NASCAR trivia, Scott, off the top of your head?
I don't do left-hand turns.
Oh, okay. There you go. That's fair.
Ever. I just drive around in a big circle. The other way.
In 1989, Aldo J. Jacuzzi died at 67. You want to guess what he did? He pioneered the Whirlpool bath pump.
Oh, wow. Remember, you might be too young for it, Aldo Nova?
No.
Wait, he was a musician. He had one hit. That was Life is Just a Fantasy. It was a rock hit with a lot of sound effects in it. Aldo Nova.
Okay. Do you want to sing some for us, Scott?
No.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
you don't want that.
Okay.
Not at all. All right.
I'm gonna skip the next one.
All right.
No, it's not that bad, I guess. I'll do it. And in 2008, sorry,
in 19 what?
Yeah, right, 2008. We're in the 2000s now, Scott.
Okay.
I had to hiccup there. We're no longer in the late 20th century.
Okay.
A 7-year-old Iranian was sentenced to 4 months in jail and 30 lashes for walking his dog. Owners of domestic animals are forbidden from taking them in the city streets because Islam considers dogs to be impure.
Oh, it's horrible.
I would be in trouble. Actually, not really. We don't walk our dogs very much. We kind of have their yard and don't get them out as much as we should. Anyway, then in 2015, in the 87th Academy Awards, Birdman was awarded Best Picture. Do you remember this movie, Birdman? This is the first time in my life I've ever heard of it.
I totally remember it, and I remember not watching it too.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I've not watched a lot of movies that won Academy Awards. Some I have.
Well, because for me, sci-fi movies never seem to win Academy Awards. I don't get it.
I will have to say our news director and Wednesday co-host Levon Ellis was in a movie that won an Academy Award. Won a whole bunch of Academy Awards. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
So Birdman was starred Michael Keaton as a washed-up Hollywood actor, best known for playing a superhero named Birdman, and follows the struggles he faces.
So it was like a biopic then.
That's what I was thinking, kind of based on his whole Batman thing, but he's back now, bigger than ever.
Yeah,
so,
he's even Batman again. I love Michael Keaton.
I think he was somebody that deserved a resurgence in popularity, and now he's after that resurgence, the new Beetlejuice 2 coming out with him.
Yes, I'm excited about that one. You know, growing up in the 80s, him and Steve Guttenberg, they were like America's uncles, you know?
Yeah. Maybe he'll make a comeback too.
Steve Guttenberg, he is a regular on the TV sports show. What's the one where they do the wacky golf? They do mini golf and they have to go through obstacle courses and all that.
Okay.
Steve Guttenberg is a regular on that show. And
all right.
He's really funny. Okay, so in 2019, actor Jussie Smollett was suspended from the show Empire after it was revealed that the actor made false claims about a racist and homophobic attack. Yikes. Yeah, we all remember that one.
Mhm.
That's setting things back a few years there, Jussie. Thanks for that. 2021, a candle lighting ceremony to mark 500,000 COVID-19 deaths was held outside the White House. Then in 2003, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences announced the addition of a crisis team to help manage the response to any unexpected incidents during the awards show. According to our source, since Will Smith stepped on stage and hit Chris Rock, more of a slap situation, really, the Academy has since opened our minds to many things that can happen at the Oscars.
Yeah, how are they going to outdo that? They're going to have to, because people will tune in just to see if something goes south.
I know, right? Maybe they could start get some of the guys from WWE, some of the professional wrestlers in there, do some promotion. They are really good at promoting. You know, they could Sunday, the Academy Awards. Yeah.
Who will punch who? All right. Special events for today. There is a ridiculous amount.
Wow,
you know, sometimes we'll go over the ones the special holidays for the month. But as an individual day, I don't know what's up with February 22nd. But there's a bunch of them today.
There are.
First off is Chili Day.
Okay.
Chili Day. And wasn't on the calendar, was there some chili and lunch for the kids? It was like burritos, and wasn't there some chili or something there too?
I don't know. I don't remember. I wasn't really listening, Scott.
Well, thank you a lot. At least he's honest. And it's also Be Humble Day, Chuck. All right.
Aw.
All right. Introduce a Girl to Engineering Day.
Cool.
This is something everyone should try. Inconvenience Yourself Day.
That's every day in my life, Scott.
Okay. Cook a Sweet Potato Day, but don't eat it.
You know, I got to say, chili on a sweet potato is pretty tasty.
Yeah. Okay, good for you. Margarita Day. I trade all my sweet potatoes in for margaritas. It's Wildlife Day. Play More Cards Day. I played a game of Uno the other day. I hadn't played Uno in, 20 years. It's kind of crazy. But me and the kids played Uno for 2 hours the other day. It was lots of fun.
You know, kind of a story. When I was in the hospital, I was in the hospital a couple years ago for quite some time. Played online Uno with my kids every day.
Oh,
yeah.
That's
And I get done with all my therapy, and I go take my break and lay in my bed and play Uno with the kids. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I need a sound effect that goes, "Aw," because I have all the "you're a loser," the "wah wah wahs," the rim shots, the laughs, but I need one that goes, "Aw," when something's really cutie.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Where did I leave off?
Under Play More Cards Day.
Okay, Play More Cards Day, Recreational Sports and Fitness Day, Supermarket Employee Day. My daughter worked at a local supermarket here, and she commented on how mean people were to her.
You know, regardless of the store policies or management or whatever, those people are just there trying to eke out a living and doing the best they can. So be nice to them.
And she was one of those internet order fillers, so she has to go through with a big cart and pull orders. So often those people are in the way of other shoppers.
Oh, yeah.
And when that happened, she said people were always rude to her. So
half the reason I go to the store is just to have some social interaction with the people that work there.
Were you mean to them or nice to them?
Nice to them.
Oh, okay. I just want to clarify. Right. It's the Great American Spit Out Day for chewing tobacco. I never kind of got that one. I remember the first time somebody offered me some as a teenager, and I tried it, and immediately it was skull, and I immediately went over to the bushes and lost my stomach.
Yeah, it's very, very gross.
Walking the Dog Day and World Thinking Day, which doesn't seem like many of us are doing it.
I try not to as much as possible.
Stay away. All right, number of the day, Chuck.
225 million. Wow, that is the dollar spent on DVD and Blu-ray movie rentals in 2023, which was down from 5.7 billion in 2011.
Wow. So in a little over a decade, it's went from 5.7 billion annually to just 225 million. So I guess thank you to the people still buying DVDs.
Right. Wow. That's there's a lot to be said about failure to keep up with the market. in that statement.
It's going to end up being like records are now. You can go into Walmart and they've got a few, records because we've had a resurgence in people wanting to have turntables and hear the static. And same thing might happen with DVDs someday where they bring them back for nostalgia's sake. What's funny is they never did that with the 8-track.
Right? Or the, what are the laser discs? Remember the big, they were the size of a record, and they were metal, and you had the great big player, and they were always clunky and awkward.
That was one of my first jobs in Chihuahua, was working at the Foose Furniture Store selling laser discs. The chances are, if you went into Foose Furniture to get a laser disc on the afternoon, or the early evening before the store closed, I was the dude who rented it to you.
Nice.
Saying.
I remember my only interaction I can even remember with Laserdisc is at the elementary school library, and I was so amazed by those things, and then very short-lived.
Yeah, basically a record on the inside. You tore them open; it was just a vinyl disc.
I do have currently right here in the studio in the station a working 8-track player.
No,
Yeah.
do you have an 8-track to put in it?
I do not, but it supposedly works, and it's in a record player with the the lid that pop, the old cabinet record players.
Nice.
Yeah.
I always wanted to do like displays around the radio station, little shelves with maybe an old reel-to-reel player, an 8-track player, things like that. Just kind of, the little history, music, nostalgia artifacts. I don't know.
Well, we have the display case started. We have your old mixing board. I do have an old vintage like 1940s radio that I bought at a yard sale and have on display. So if anybody has anything out there, old vintage radios, any of that kind of stuff, we'd love to have it here and start a little radio museum.
Yeah, if you come by the radio station at some point, look in the display case. That was one of my first radio jobs, late 80s, where I used that board. And it looks like years later, the radio station sold it in a yard sale, and a buddy that still lived in Ilmac bought it just because he knew I had used it and thought I would think it was cool, and then gifted it to me years later. And it looks like a control panel from Flash Gordon.
It does. It does. Like some 60s sci-fi show.
All right. And we're still tossing around, we put it on hiatus through the COVID years, and we haven't brought it back yet, but doing an open house so people can come in and see the radio station. We're talking about doing another one in March or early April, and I think we should because Chuck has done a lot of work in the studio, dressing things up since I left. And in fact, right before COVID started, Chuck was instrumental in getting the super cushy theater seats installed and pedestals on the legs. So I think we need to do an open house and let people check out.
Well, Scott, you and I have talked about this. Next month, March 5th, is KCHW's 12th birthday. And we need to do something.
And I don't know how you pick the birthday day. It's kind of rough. I go with the first day of broadcasting, which would be 2012. We were actually in operation, getting ready, filing the paperwork to get a radio station in Chihuahua in 2010. In 2011, we formed as a nonprofit. It took over a year for them to grant us the license, and that's the way things go with the government. So you apply, and then you sit back and go, boy, I hope I win. I hope we win. And everybody else that applied for the Chihuahua license, there was somebody from Texas, somebody from Virginia, and local people win, and we won. Yay. And there's a community radio station. But 2010, it was being in the works. But you're right, 12 years of broadcasting come March 5th, which is totally amazing. Thank you, Chihuahua.
It is. So,
and we've got some, I don't want to miss somebody, but we've got some core sponsors, and I'd have to break into your computer to look. And those core sponsors that you hear when we do our thank yous for businesses that support, and people can do it too, that support public radio at the top and the bottom of each hour. Some of those that you hear, I know the very first month was SETI's. And following that was Dr. Kolstad, who's not in business anymore. And that first year, Hartels came on, the Chamber came on. I feel like I'm missing somebody I shouldn't be. Valley Drug came on board. And those people that I've just named, excluding Dr. Kolstad because he retired, still sponsoring the program today.
Wasn't God-Fearing Brothers one of the originals?
They were not, but they came in after a couple years, and they've been with us ever since too. And it is just, I think, when we do a 12-year anniversary party, we need to highlight those people that have been with us from the start. Or I mean, we've got sponsors, and God-Fearing Brothers would be one of those too, that have been sponsoring public radio in Chihuahua for a decade or more.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. And if it wasn't for those people, we wouldn't be able to do this. We wouldn't be able to play all the different genres of music and bring you local news and everything the station's growing into. It wouldn't be possible without those sponsors. So, wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you to all the sponsors. They're we're just brought on a new sponsor. Can we talk about that, or do we need to wait?
Is it official?
We don't have the check in the mail yet, so.
But they said they're gonna. That's pretty official. You can give them a plug.
Okay, yeah. We just signed on with Country Chevrolet to be our newest sponsor. Yeah, and they've pledged for some to chip in some prize money for Chihuahua's Got Talent show coming up.
Wow,
it's gonna be the last.
All right. Good job, Chuck.
Yeah, I'm excited.
All right, let's wrap up the show. We got hot-winded and like usual, and we're running late.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go. We're burning daylight.
It's the world of strange. A world gone wacky.
Out here, due process is a bullet.
And some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing. Be afraid. You know, you look mighty pretty when you get mad.
It's your odd news on KCHW.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
All right, always kick it off. The news attack. First sentence true. Second sentence, a bad joke. And here comes Chuck.
Coffee may cut depression in women. The irony in that, though, is that Starbucks line is usually such a downer.
He just turns around and re-depresses them.
Then they get their name wrong.
Makes it worse. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Dead European satellite the size of a rhino re-entered Earth's atmosphere over the North Pacific Ocean Wednesday afternoon because even in space, Europeans can't resist a dramatic entrance. and that's a rhino, R-H-I-N-O.
Yeah.
Not a Republican in name only.
Right. The size of a rhino, though, Americans will do anything to avoid the metric system. but is that the kind of thing State Farm would cover if it hit your home?
I don't think so.
No, okay.
Especially if it's coming from another country.
Right? I would think.
Right.
I would hope so. I don't know. Do you want me to go again?
Sure.
Yeah. Researchers found that stripes on zebras keep them from being bitten by horseflies. They found similar results with the stripes on the NFL referees.
That's we have what's called a black fly. It looks like a tiny house fly and gives you a welt worse than a bee sting that sticks with you for several days.
Really?
And I'm going to try a zebra striped shirt just to see if it might work on them because there's no spray. They recommend dark colors and then they recommend bright colors. There's nothing that stops these bugs on the East Coast. And I'm going to try that this year. There you go.
Wow. I once worked for a moving company, opened up a crate that came from Asia, and these little red flies swarmed out and bit everybody. It was horrifying. Like left big welts. They hurt like anything, like nothing I've ever been bitten by, and there were thousands of them in this crate that came straight. I think it came from China.
Oh,
and
wow.
We opened it up.
I hope they died off. We don't have a new invasive species.
I know. Luckily, it was outdoors in Alaska, so I don't think they live very long.
Oh, yeah. Good job, Chuck.
Thanks.
All right. All right. Let's see. Is it me? A snakehead had to be rescued in India after it got its head stuck in a can of beer. Wow. We've all been there.
Once or twice. According to a study, 60% of employees steal valuable information when they leave a job. 95% take valuable office supplies.
And toilet paper. Don't forget the toilet paper. You know, my uncle, when he was a kid, had his head stuck in a cream can. You know, those bins with the funnel on the top?
Really? A
and
cream can?
It gave him stutterer. It caused him to stutter the rest of his life horribly after getting caught. But he was fine before he got caught in his head in the cream can.
Wow. Explain to me this cream can. What is it? A cream can?
You know, like a milk can. It's like the tin thing, and it's got the big spout on the top. They're about 3 feet high. People might have them now as a planter or an antique.
Yes.
Yeah.
You put a stick in there.
Fairly large, big enough for a little kid to stick their head in. Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Boeing has fired an executive over a month after the door plug flew off a 737 midair. Yep, they clipped his wings. There's always got to be a fall guy, and that's when his coworkers look and said, "I think they're making you the fall guy, dude."
Yeah, but then Boeing was like, "We won't tolerate doors flying off, but give us a month to think about it."
Was it really that bad? Nobody got hurt. That kid lost a shirt, some phones.
Everybody has a really cool story. Yeah.
All right, here we go on to Wacky But True. We don't add anything to these stories. No dumb jokes because it's all self-contained. We will, though, however, play a movie or television sound effect that loosely relates to it afterwards to hopefully make you giggle. Mm-hmm. And the first story up comes from Portugal, where a 44-year-old man went to a local police station to beg for money from the cops. Told him he needed the money to get back to his home about 150 miles away. Most Portuguese police stations have a small emergency fund they can use to help people in need. But before handing over any money, the officers decided to check this guy out in the database. Sure enough, turned out he was a fugitive on the run after being convicted of driving without a license. So kind of minor, but he didn't appear in court, so he's wanted. They locked him up and eventually transported him to prison. So ended up, he didn't need that cash, did he?
No. Wow.
No.
Well, he found a place to go.
Yeah, free food,
right?
Bed, covers, maybe.
What do you want to do? You want me to beg you? Is that what you have?
That's as good as money, sir. Those are IOUs. Go ahead and add
it up. We're out of cash, but here's some IOUs.
You're good. Then in England, Paul Gibbons paid about $32,000 to have his kitchen remodeled last year. The company chose to do the work, bungled it, according to Gibbons. He said the finish throughout is so poor and half the kitchen doesn't fit as it should. I'm left with a kitchen that I can't even use it as you should. As a result, Gibbons demanded a refund, but when he couldn't get that, he parked a decommissioned 1963 tank that he had borrowed from a friend outside the company's storefront. The company called it unacceptable and aggressive behavior. You think? And threatened to have the tank removed. But Gibbons isn't budging. I want my money back, and I want them to take that kitchen out of my house so I can get a new one.
Huh.
Wow.
I think people would show up just to see the tank, wouldn't they?
Right? Yeah, he's like, that's good advertising for that contractor.
Might backfire.
Greetings, all. Welcome to my think tank.
You got a tank. Don't end it like this.
Back there, I can fly a gunship. I can drive a tank. I was in charge of $1 million equipment.
Well, walk softly and carry an armored tank division, I always say.
Open the tank.
Open the tank!
And just for clarification, it is legal to own a tank in the United States.
As long as it's been decommissioned.
Yeah. What you got for the next one here?
I think it's you, or do you want me to do it?
Is it me again? I'll do it again. A priest.
Oh, you did do it again. Okay,
I
I'm
did
sorry.
the tank story.
All right,
Go
sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm waiting, though.
Okay, a priest in the town of Don Benito, Spain, and his partner were recently arrested for their alleged involvement in the illegal sale of Viagra and other powerful aphrodisiacs. The popular parish priest had been released on charges of trafficking harmful substances. The arrests were made after a raid on the priest's home, where authorities found various substances ready for sale.
What did God tell him it was okay?
just trying to increase the congregation.
Huh.
What's wrong with your neck?
I took a Viagra, got stuck in my throat. I've had a stiff neck for hours.
All right, I apologize. I'm really, really sorry. I apologize unreservedly.
Not really.
No.
Well, I like that. He was building the congregation.
Yeah.
Woman in Abu Dhabi filed for divorce after her husband forgot her dinner. Wife was home alone while her husband was hanging out with some friends. When he got home at 3 a.m., tempers flared and she left because he forgot to pick her up a hamburger, right? Wow. This one, I got 2 of them, super long. And this is her trying to educate him, I have a feeling, before he went out to get the hamburger.
I would like to buy a 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 hamburger.
No. Let's break it down. I would. Would. Weird. Like. To.
Toi.
To.
Toi.
To.
Toi.
Buy.
By.
A.
A.
Hamburger.
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 Ham.
Burger.
I would like to buy a hamburger.
I would like to buy a hamburger.
Not damburger. Hamburger.
I'm not saying dimburger. I said I would like to buy a hamburger.
I would like to buy a hamburger.
I would like to buy the hamburger.
Hamburger.
I would like to buy a hamburger.
Maybe we should stop.
We don't quit. We do not quit. Again.
I would like to buy a hamburger.
I would like to buy a hamburger.
I would like to buy a hamburger.
I would like to buy the burger.
I would like to buy a hamburger.
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 The burger.
And then later that night, Chuck.
Yeah.
Beloved husband, beloved wife. I wonder what it means.
So what does your husband do?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Well, he just lies around on his back all day.
Sounds like hard work to me.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes I dream about being a good father and a good husband. And sometimes it feels really close. But then other times, it seems silly. Like it would ruin my whole life.
That's no guy, officer. That's my husband.
Very handsome.
Well, you see, I'm not exactly her husband.
Oh!
Not anymore because you forgot the burger.
That's right. All that for one hamburger. Wow. I'm so sorry.
No wonder he forgot. It was too much work. In Poland, a man showed up at a police station with a pair of handcuffs dangling from one wrist. He told the police he couldn't get him off after putting him on at a child's birthday party. The officers were more than happy to help him remove them. And while they were doing so, another officer ran the man's name through their computer. Turns out there were 4 outstanding warrants against him, so they put their own on.
So is that a thing? Is that if you go into a police station and you ask for help or information, they're secretly running your name while you're standing there? Is that like common practice, you think?
They just kind of run your name for everything, right?
Wow.
Like standing behind line at you at McDonald's ordering some French fries. You get a tap on the shoulder.
So it was really awkward yesterday. I asked my sister this question, and the same question to you, Chuck. Have you ever been in handcuffs?
Not from the police, no.
Well, you're way more honest than my sister.
How many handcuffs? I've picked them.
If he even sneezes, we'll be there with a hanky and a pair of handcuffs.
No more handcuffs.
All right, man, I'm going to be on the 6 o'clock news in an orange jumpsuit and handcuffs because of you, okay, man? Because of you.
Well, my father was a police officer, so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
all right. Sure.
And every kid has toy handcuffs. Come on now.
Sure.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't preface with real.
Yeah.
Or Pink and Fuzzy.
That's
there you
true.
go. That's our show for today. Thank you so much for being here. And just be warned, me and Chuck will return tomorrow morning at 7:20 to take you right into your Friday with a little fun. It's the Friday edition of KCHW Morning Show. And Chuck, with what's on the radio tonight?
Yeah, so tonight we have from 6 to 8 p.m. Out of the Woods. From 8 to 9 p.m. Kelton a Twist. Then 9 to 11, rounding things out with Acoustic Cafe. So it should be a good night. We got lots of good music coming tonight.
Love Thursday nights.
Yeah, the good stuff.
Thanks for tuning in. It is KCHW 102.7 Northern Lights Public Radio.
Goodbye, everybody.
Have a great day.
I was going to say have a great weekend, but we're not quite there yet.
I'm gonna kick you and boom. Oh! Oh! It's